too. And then I realized it doesn't matter if one person sees it. It's the exact same thing as if everybody sees it. If that one person is me, except the only case, I mean, that's not the case, is except if that one person is just me, because then it makes no difference. I mean, it verifies something in myself, but really, I feel a lot more verified when I can say something to somebody else and they're like, yeah. I can say something to somebody else and they're like, yeah, or yes, and. Like, I had that sensation, and the next sensation I had after that was this one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, cool. Like, options. That's when I feel like I've learned something, is when I know what the next option is. There is a sense of rest when it comes to satisfaction. Like, but there's also that part where I'm like, what's the next angle? I learned that from a dog. It's like, when I get the sense of satisfaction, I'm like, done. Oh, you're good. And then I learn from a dog, like, you get the sense of satisfaction, like, what you did. Like, ooh, breathe into it. And then, like, the universe can massage me. Just like that dog was getting pet. Like, the dog was, like, getting pet. So really, like, and he's like, yeah. But I wonder if dogs would respond to massages just as well as petting. Because, like, when I pet myself, like, I guess when I pet my hair, yeah, that feels good. That makes sense. That's how a dog feels when I scratch a dog. So that's what it was. It was like a dog leaning into, like. Yeah, that's nice. I can see why dogs are like. Like, and I was like, wow, I wish I could feel satisfaction that much. Oh, and yesterday a dog comes up to me at lunch, and I was like super embarrassed because I was like, did not want anybody to see me at that very moment. Which is so silly because, again, if anybody sees me, everybody sees me. So what I was embarrassed about is that it's fucking somebody left over pancakes. And I was like, I don't want a whole order of pancakes. I want like exactly that many pancakes. And nobody's touching it. And I'm like, so I did the lean test. And then it was like, but then it's the exact same mentality as hoarder mentality of like, if there's a deal right there, if there's a resource that's not being used, I know how to use it. So I eat it, which is kind of gross. Like, not necessary. And that's what it is. Because if I'm not buying it and putting it into my system, I'm like, I can eat it because I can poop it out tomorrow. Like, yeah, and then I'm getting fat, and I'm like, oh, right. uh, it's the same thing as hoarding. It's the same thing as my relationship with my stuff. I just got rid of my bed sheets yesterday, and I've been living in a van over a year. I was like, linen is nice in the summertime. And it's like, I got a cotton thing going on here. I didn't need those. I didn't need those the whole time. There must have been some like psychological. Yeah, that's all it is. This is psychological attachment. So what is the psychological attachment I have to the calories that I'm putting in my body? And I'm like, and I think it's a numbness. Like I figure one thing out, and then I'm like, I go numb. Like satisfaction is doesn't it for me, which is why it's so revolutionary that I just want everybody to hear it. But then I realized today, because I was realizing this with other people in the room, which is even better. So comment in the section below. Because I just decided I'm putting this on YouTube. So, like, all the videos in my head, I'm like, wow, what would that be like if that was on YouTube? And then It's so silly because I can just put it on YouTube and then I don't even have to do the what would that be like. Like, because I've seen things that I've done on YouTube before and I was like, wow. Would it make any difference if I was watching myself versus watching that other person? Probably the same thing. Probably the same reason why talking to myself feels good. It'll probably just feel like talking to myself. And whatever other conversation somebody's having with that conversation that I had with myself, it's not up to me. So is there any difference between fear and just knowing that I am unable to do something? And then is there any different, like, why do I ever say no when I can just always say yes? To myself. Like, but then if I am okay with my energy, my homeostasis status, then if I'm okay with my status in my mind or whatever, but actually it doesn't have to, if I'm okay with my status in my body, then I'm confident that whatever I'm attracting is something that my body is needing. So I can say yes to outside everything. So if I'm saying yes to all of my inside everything, like my inside body decisions of like leaning really into that, whatever that is, like it's probably just because I'm always that's something that's a move I learned from my mom. And I just mimicked. Yeah, it makes sense. Like I just cloned my parents, like all of their moves, and like that's one that I didn't question until today. Like, what are some of the moves I got from my mom? One of them, like when she meets somebody, like pretty much closing your eyes, exposing jugular, and like not getting a read on the information of the person. Whereas I started out just being like, it's good to look in people's eyes, right? And like wow, that's a lot of information. It's a lot of information I'm getting from people when I look into their eyes. Like, wow. And then I was like, can I look into my own eyes? So in the mirror, like, like doesn't. It's not like it's. I don't have to. Like I already know. It's all. I'm access. I don't have to use that access point to get information about myself. But that access point to get information about those things around me is really easy. It's like if there was a billboard in front of me and I was like, what did that billboard say? And I start looking and I go like this. Like to read it. Come on. And of course, like if my joke like I love using sounds as like this moment of being like, like how does that feel in my body? And that means I have to be all like what is my body feeling like? I know what it feels like to be comfortable, and then just to have all these imaginary cues that really help me remember, like, oh yeah, like being like this is not like comfortable. Turns out. Like being like this isn't breathing. And using that sound because it's a vibration, and I can like feel that vibration on me. Like that sound is touching all my organs. It's impressive. Like I think touch is a big deal. Like somebody touches my skin, and it's like, yeah, you have access to me and my energy field, and a lot. And like our skin and our bacteria is talking to each other. It's interesting. Always, like touch is always interesting. Same time, that sound that I just got was something the touch. To feel like I'm at all lonely when I'm in the city is silly. But even when I'm in nature, because like wind is touching me. And like that reaction, that sensation that I'm getting from like that is a vibration I can use. Like whether I'm learning that vibration is like my body can do that, and it's like ooh, like that's a cool like. So I got touched by that, and I felt something, and so it's similar is my hope. Similarly easy to like I get touched by somebody's words, and they cause a sensation, and that sensation is just as legitimate as getting touched by their fingers. See, that's what's a little bit unnerving about sharing my words. That means I'm touching everybody, and I heard that's impolite. There's a story in my head where touching everybody has potential to hurt them, and then so then the obvious solution to that is don't touch anybody. Like, like sex is bad, so what's the solution? Don't have sex. Like, fine. Like if that's the story I'm running in my head that sex is bad, then that easy solution, easiest possible solution, just like don't have it in my life. Same as like what's something else that I deemed bad, so I don't have it in my life. So silly. It doesn't matter. Like I can define it by the positive. Like deem something is good, so I have that in my life. Like these words that have been very good, and by good I mean like this up, like this forward and upward and this yesness. And if that is good, then that's fucking easy to find out. It's easy. What's the other word I was gonna use besides fucking? Darn it. That means I just can't use that word. That's easy. That's an easier example too. Than something like sex, which is super necessary. Like, there's so many. Super necessary for some people. Like, wouldn't it be nice if sex just was not necessary for me? If I was just like optional, like. Then I wouldn't have it. Like, or if it really is optional, then what am I doing? Like, thinking I can have it? Because I just want essential things, right? And if sex, if the only function is to make a baby, then it is definitely not essential in my life right now, ever. Maybe. Probably. Because I got nieces and nephews, yo. So, I'm like, is that true? But the thing is, like right now, I'm not having a baby, which means I don't need to eat those extra calories. I noticed that. I was like, where's all my poop going? Why am I not pooping as much as I am eating? And then I have the biggest period ever. And I'm like, gross. Like, come on. Like, I'd much rather poop. It's way easier to handle poop than it is to handle blood. Like, just don't eat that much. Also, like, gross because, like, I knew I was not having a baby, so why am I, like, telling my body, like, My body will automatically put everything there every month. It's just right? Part of being this species, it's just the system I have running in my body. It's just not stopping, right? Unless I tell it to. So there's that nonstop, like, ebb and flow. And then so I know that a fair amount of my urgency to ever have sex in my life had to do with the idea that, like, proximity, mental and physical proximity, being very close with somebody who physiologically looked different than I, meant sex. I was just like, A plus B equals C. And then that was challenged. Thank goodness. Like, thank you. Because there's a huge amount of things in media that are challenging that notion. That if you, like, have a few ideas in common with somebody who has opposite looking features, like ones that fit together, and then you're in close proximity, and then something glowing starts happening, it's like, oh, then have sex. And it's like, what? I mean, that's what I learned from a lot of things. That's not just like an idea that I came up with right now. That's an idea that I got from many sources. And then there's this other idea that I got from one source. Or maybe it was just like I got it from other sources, but I didn't start listening till it was one source who was like, we're not doing sex, but we are doing all of the intimate stuff. And I was like, try it. Don't know why, but okay. And then it was like, whoa. I can be friends, that intimate of friends. Intimacy has nothing to do with sex. Like, mental and then even proximity intimacy has nothing to do, like, when I'm actually touching, the amount of messages that are going through hands is that's a lot for my mind to process at any given moment. Therefore, like to have a dick inside of me to get a message. What is that message? What is that message that I'm getting from that I can't get from another way? What's so important about that? Dick being inside of me. Like, that's cute. Like, it is actually like a plug-in. Like, we plug it in and the light turns on. Because it does make a light turn. Like, but that cue, like that stimulus and response of a light turning on, can get from a lot of ways. So again, I'm really trying to find out like the necessity of ever having sex if I'm not going to have a baby. Like, I want to be on the side that I don't like. Ever since I first heard that message that like sex is bad, like I was like, not, it's wrong. That sensation that I'm having when I'm sexually, when my, like, when I was hanging on the pole at recess, like, that's a sensation. And if that is what you mean by sex, then what you're saying is wrong. But if by sex is literally meaning, like, and because sex can conjure that sensation, and maybe I just didn't. Maybe I can categorize. Like, that's a sensation that can come from many ways. Sex is an activity that can cause that sensation. Just one of the many ways. Okay. So, what next? Get that sensation. And where does it go? I want to share it? Is that why I have sex? Is that why? And like attraction to somebody. Why do I have this idea that it needs to be physical? Like that my actual this makes any difference. Like our proximity is our proximity. Like if I woke up wanting to be right next to you, and if you had the exact same sensation when you woke up, like there's no difference if we're actually together. Because like if I had the sensation, if I was next to you, and I had the sensation like I woke up wanting to be next to somebody else, then I'm next to that other person. Being in proximity of you doesn't make any, like, unless we have the same sensation, proximity doesn't matter. So if I'm waking up next to you, and then I haven't, like, yeah, I just said it, but I want to repeat it because I didn't, like, believe it. I'm like, wait, that was right. And it's okay that I'm running a different story. This is the part where I'm like skeptical still. It's okay that I'm running a different story in my mind than my friend is running. The friend who's like, I woke up wanting to be next to you, and I was like, wow, cool, because I woke up wanting to be next to you. I mean, there's also like, okay, besides that skepticism, there's a skepticism like, of course, because you were the last person I talked to before, like, so you might be the first person on my mind. But woke up like sensationally like wanting to be snuggling with you, like that's maybe specific to you. I was like, I've never woken up that way thinking about like, it's not common. But it is common if I have like this idea that physically we can do a really cool dance and get these really cool sensations, and like trust you doing that. I'm not sure. I do know like some things. About you that makes that seem like it's a chill investment. I'm really surprised. Those the main thing that I know about you that makes me think that you're a chill investment is that you respond to what I say by believing it. Like that means so much to me that I'm just like, nope, I trust you with everything because you believed me. But I know you believed me because you already incorporated what I said into your like programming. And that is so flattering. So flattering. But when you don't do that, then see, now so okay. Most likely scenario, because you are doing that right now, all of my evidence that I have, actually all of my evidence that I have of ever known you. See, I don't remember you listening to well when we were kids. I certainly wasn't listening myself, so I can't really be a judge of that maybe. But I'm of all of the evidence I have, right? You have consistently been incorporating, and by you incorporating one of my habits, then I see my habit played out in being able to further gauge it. So that's the reason it's flattering, potentially because it's such really, really efficient information about, like, really efficient feedback about how I am operating. So if your body is singing right now, my body's singing right now, then what more? Why do I want proximity? It's efficient, fast track to empathy. That's what we just figured out this morning. But the person I felt this morning was my touch. I was like, feel the sensations in your body. And we were like, we didn't have any. So that's possible while touching. So touch can also mean nothing. Like if I touch this, I'm having some sort of reaction to it. But I can touch a human being and have less reaction, like less interaction, less feedback, less information coming back about myself in order for me to be like, gauge my and so why do I even need to gauge how far my energy is going out? That's the fear with sharing words. Sharing my words, if my words touch you, if my words give you a sensation and give your body a different method of operating, and your mind another algorithm to plug in, if like that is what I'm really doing, that means I'm literally like, yeah, it makes my stomach or maybe I'm actually hungry. Then so I told myself next time I feel the feeling of hunger, I'm gonna be like, what am I hungry for? So why do we want to feel? We are so close in proximity right now. You are so and then my teacher today, who's my student, because I realized, like, what's the difference between a teacher and a student? Like, what is the difference? And there isn't one, because when I'm a teacher, I am taking in as much information and processing as much information as I am when I'm a student. So, my student today asked me what I felt when I touched this person. And I said I did have a visual, but I didn't feel anything but water. But what I really felt, like, full disclosure, is this feeling of, like, when I leaned into, like, and I pulled back up. Most of the time I felt like just energy, like I was like, I'm a vessel. I'm healing right now, so I'm a vessel. So I, like, literally imagined myself as a vessel, like a pear shape, and, like, energy coming in, like coming in with a breath and, like, dispersing among everything around me with this exhale, but always coming in at the top. And so I wasn't necessarily feeling her as much as I was just, like, but my teacher student friend was like, what did you feel? And then I was like, well, I have the visual of a guy. And now he didn't say that. Spoiler alert! I had the visual of my friend pulling me up from behind. And she's like, what? I was like, so my friend was behind me, like this, and, like, helping me stand up straight, or, like, helping me up. And she was like, asked the lady who I was touching, asked the friend who I was touching, the person who I was not getting any stimulus from. So maybe that story, right? Okay, so there's from everything. From every single human being, I get stimulus. That's the thing. Okay, that's the actual takeaway. Is that this, not a human being, but still this stimulus is really important. This sleeping mat. Pilates. Call it a mat. This mat of plastic. This mat made up of beautiful billions of plants that rotted in a beautiful way, so I could burn it or melt it into new things. And dinosaurs are in this too. This oil-based foam. Beautiful thing that someday, like, I might as well just start eating this now, because this is what our water is, like, full of, is microscopic little bitties of this. So for me to think that this is all separate to me, and that my experience with this right now is fleeting, is delusional. You are going to be closer to me than any human ever can. Not necessarily. Like, if I share the same bacteria with another human, then we are sharing a very internal, like. So, okay, so what is internal, external then? So if my words can literally touch you, like, then my body does not stop here. It is my sphere. It's like, it turns me into this, like, octobajillion puss, like this 8 million puss octopus, 8 million legged octopus, where all these, like, so all of my hairs, which I